Hello, my name is Federico. I am with Garza Web Design, and today I would like to show you how to do a core update to a Drupal 8 website. All right, for the purposes of this tutorial, I am using cPanel to access the server. It's going to let me upload the all critical file and extract it. So if you do not have cPanel access to your server, this tutorial is not for you. Also, I'm using PK Zip Reader. It's a free piece of software, and you can download that if you do not have a zip reader or a piece of software to unzip your files. We don't need this in order to do the core update, but I wanted to show this to you anyway because I'm going to be showing you an unzipped version of the file that we're going to download. All right, so let's get started. First thing we need to do is we need to see if the website needs to be updated at all. To do that, we're going to hover over Reports, click Available Updates. Okay, you can see right here we're running Drupal core 8.3.3, and the recommended version is 8.3.5. It was put out a few days ago. So let's go ahead and download that, and then we're going to upload it to the server. To download it, we just click the download link right here. And I'm using Mozilla Firefox. If you're using Google Chrome, the reaction is going to be different, maybe different. So it's asking me right now if I want to download the file, save it, or open it. I'm going to download it, I'm going to save it, click OK. And then Firefox likes to show the download right here. So I'm clicking here, and I'm going to open the containing folder. Again, if you're using Google Chrome, it's going to be something different. All right, so here it is. It automatically defaulted to the downloads folder, and there is the item we just downloaded. All right. I have the unzipped version of it right here, and I'm going to show you what's inside here in just a little while. Okay. I am using a Windows 10 machine. If you're using a Linux OS or Mac OS machine, then the directions I'm going to give you will be slightly different from you. The command keys will be different for you, but you can still follow along with this tutorial. Okay, so we have downloaded the Drupal core file, and then now what we're going to do is we're going to upload it. To upload it, we go to cPanel. I'm going to click on File Manager, and here we are. Here is the root folder, I like to call it, for the entire cPanel account. The website is stored in public_HTML. So I'm going to double click this icon, and here we are. Oh, I see that I have done a previous update to Drupal 8.3.3. I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to click that and hit delete. And everything else looks clean. You should not have to do this unless you're like me and you leave stuff behind that you shouldn't. All right, now we're ready to upload. So in order to upload the file, I'm going to click Upload here. And you can select the file and drill down to it, or if you already have it open in a window like I do, I'm just going to drag it there. So I'm going to grab it and drag it here. Okay, once it's uploaded, you go back by clicking the Go Back link. All right, and so now here it is right here. Now what we need to do is we need to unzip this file, and it's going to unzip into a complete Drupal set of files. I'll show you how to do that right now. So you select the file, and then you click on Extract. And this is fine right here. Public_HTML works just fine. Click Extract Files. And there we are. Now, some of you, when you get to this step, you're not going to see this set of files. And that's because your settings on cPanel are set to allow that to be seen. So in order to see these files, if you're not seeing them, if you see them, fine, no problem. But if you're not seeing these files, what you need to do is go up to Settings, click the Settings button, and make sure the Show Hidden Files is checked. And then once you check it, hit Save, and you should see these now. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to delete some of these. So let's go into this Drupal core that we just unpacked. So here it is right here. So here are the core files for the website. So some of these we're going to be replacing. Let me go up one level. So we're going to be replacing some of these folders and files, and other folders and files we're not going to be replacing. So how do we know which ones to replace? I'll show you. Let's see. Okay, so here is Drupal 8.3.5. This is the unzipped version. Okay, so we are here. Okay, so you see the same set of files, basically. There are some differences. You see a CGI-bin right here on the server side. This comes with every cPanel account. This folder will start out there. I just leave it alone. I don't delete it. Obviously, the folder that we just created is there, and we don't see it on the left side. There's a libraries folder here. We don't see a libraries folder on this side. We had to create the libraries folder in order to create all this functionality on the website. The bare bones Drupal website does not have this functionality. We created it. We built this functionality into it. So we uploaded a bunch of modules, installed them, and those modules required these libraries. Go up one level. So we see modules on the left-hand side, profiles, sites, themes, vendor. Now, your website will have some customization with respect to libraries if you have modules that require it. The modules, these are all the modules we uploaded. Look on the left-hand side, on the bare bones installation, there's nothing here. So we had installed these modules, and that's why they're there. So we cannot delete, hold on, sorry about that. We cannot delete the modules folder. Also, you don't want to delete the profiles folder in case your website was built with the profile. And then you don't want to delete the sites folder, that's where all the pictures are, and the themes folder is where all the themes are. Let me go back here. Okay, so on the left-hand side, we'll keep on comparing. This one we just uploaded. So I'm going to delete this because we don't need it anymore. We just extracted it. So I'm going to delete this. So to delete this, you select the file and you click the delete button. All right. So you continue down here and you see there's another difference between the left and right. This php.ini, that's a file that I uploaded and edited to make the website faster. So you don't see it on the bare bones site, so we don't want to delete that either. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, before we delete any sites, before we delete anything, what we want to do is we want to do a backup of the files and a backup of the database. So let's go ahead and back that up. We're going to select all the files, so let me just go ahead and select all. Okay, we don't want to back up to cgi.bin or -bin because that's part of the cPanel account. So that's going to stay there. We're not going to delete it. I'm not going to worry about backing it up. So to select this, on a Windows machine, you're going to click Control and then click CGI bin. We're going to do the same thing for Drupal 8.3.5, we don't want to back that up, we just uploaded it. And then everything else should be okay. That's it. So all these files in blue, that's what's driving the existing website. We want to back all this up. So to back it up, we need to compress it. So we're going to zip this up to make the download easy. And we're going to zip it to a zip archive and click Compress Files. It's going to take a little while. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to go to Clients and just download it right here. Let's see, development sites. We'll go to Garza.club. I'm going to create a new folder. This is site files backup, and I'm going to date stamp it 2017 and July 11th. Okay, close. Now we've zipped it, and there it is right there. So you can see that we just created this. It's the same date timestamp that we have on the computer. And so what I want to do is I want to download this. So to download it, you select the file, make sure it's highlighted, and then you click download. We're going to save the file. And then again, this is Mozilla Firefox, so it's going to want you to click here. We're going to open up the containing folder, and then I'm going to cut this. I'm going to place it right here. Paste. All right. Now let's go here. Now what we want to do is we've downloaded the files. Now we've backed up the files. Now what we want to do is we want to back up the database. So to do that, manage, and we're gonna, let's go to development and then backup and migrate. If you don't have the backup and migrate module installed, stop this, pause the video, go to Drupal.org, install backup and migrate, and then come back to this video when you've done that. Now if you already have the backup and migrate module installed, we can go ahead and continue. So you can just click the backup now if you would like, but what I like to do is I like to flush all the cache first. Now there's a way to set up your backups so that it excludes all the cached folders, but I just have not yet learned how to do that, and I just don't have the time to do that, so I'm just going to flush the cache before I do the backup. Flushing the cache ensures you get a small backup file. You may have file upload size restrictions on your cPanel account depending on where you host your website. So it's important to make sure that the database file is as small as possible. Okay, you see all the caches have been cleared. Now I'm ready to back up. So I click the Backup Now button. Should see something. There we go. Again, Firefox is asking you to save it. Click OK. There we are. So I'm going to click here and open the containing folder. I'm going to right click, cut. Again, this is Windows 10, so on your machine, if it's not a Windows machine, you'll know what to do. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Clients, Garza Club. Should be development sites. There we are. And I'm going to create backups. And now I'm going to paste. Right click and paste. So there we are. Now this already has a date timestamp, so I don't have to worry about changing that. Okay, so we've updated the files, we have updated the database. The only thing we need to do before we start deleting stuff is put this website in maintenance mode. So you hover over Configuration, Development, Maintenance Mode. Click Put Site into Maintenance Mode, site is currently undergoing. You can modify this message however you want. So I'm going to change this to security updates. Click Save Configuration. There. So the website is in maintenance mode, so if anybody who's not logged into the website tries to ping the website, all they'll see is a single page saying, hey, we're doing security updates, we'll be back up shortly, and thanks for your patience, kind of thing. But if you're logged in, you'll still be able to see the entire website. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start moving some files, deleting and moving files. Okay. Let me go back to downloads. Okay, so I like to look at this on the left-hand side while I'm deleting on the right-hand side. This is where the PK zip reader really comes handy because you can unzip this and it unzips into this folder. So I did that before the tutorial, just to give you an idea of what this looks like. So we're going to delete core. We're not going to delete the Drupal 8.3.5 because that's what we're going to move those files from. We're not going to delete libraries. You see that it's not there on the left-hand side. Modules we're not going to delete because that's where all the functionality is stored. Profiles we're not going to delete. Profiles is an empty spot anyway. I'll show you. See, there's really nothing in there. So we're not going to replace this profiles with the one that's stored in this folder. All right, so let me click core. Themes we're not going to delete because those are where all the custom themes are. Vendor we're going to delete. Again, Windows, click Control and click Vendor. All right. Now, you really want to take a hard look at your files on the left-hand side. Make sure that you only click files that are contained on the left-hand side. So here, I'm looking from left to right, making sure that everything I click is there. Okay, core.zip's not there on the left-hand side, so I'm going to leave it. php.ini is not here, so I'm leaving it. There we are. So now I'm going to do one more check. Core, vendor. These are the only two folders we delete. Those are the only two that you'll ever delete. The files are a little more complicated, but you can see from left to right which ones you can delete. I think that's it. So let's go ahead and delete. There we are. So now you can see I'm going to highlight the ones on the left-hand side that we deleted. We deleted core, vendor, and we deleted all these. So now what we want to do is we want to go into the Drupal folder right here. Now what we want to do is we want to move all these that I have selected on the left-hand side. We want to move those files up into the website folder, the folder where the website is being housed. So again, I'm going to click Control, Core, Vendor, and all these. All right, there we are. Everything else looks good. Now we're going to move this. Click Move. And we're going to move it into public_HTML. This is the root folder for the website. So I'm just going to backspace. And now you just see /public_HTML. Click Move Files. And you can see they're no longer here. You go up one level. And there they are. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of cleanup here. I'm going to delete this. We don't need it. I'm going to delete this core.zip because we should have that. We downloaded it earlier. If you want to check it, go to Clients. There it is, core.zip. So I am going to delete this. All right. So if I didn't delete any files that I should not have deleted, if I deleted everything correctly, in other words, we should be able to go back home and everything should appear as it once was. So I'm going to click Home. You can also click Back to Site right here. Now we flush the cache, so it takes a little while to render the website initially. But once you render the website for the first time, then the website rebuilds the cache, and the next person to visit the website, it's a much faster website. Okay, so here we are. So everything looks like it went okay. Now the next step is to do the updates. So we installed the files, but now we need to do the updates at the database level. So you hover over the Drupal 8 icon, and you click Run Updates. And okay, so now this is going to tell you what you need to do. Back up your code, we did. Put your site into maintenance mode, we did that. Back up your database, we did that. Install your new files in the appropriate location, we did that. So we are good to go. Click Continue. This takes a little bit of time. I would put this video on hold, but I wanted to show you how much time it really takes. Okay, so there we are. No pending updates. If you keep up on your updates, there'll be no pending updates or very few updates. But if you wait a year to update your website, then you may have a huge number of updates and have some problems doing the update. It's always easier to do very updates that just took place a week or two ago, as opposed to a year ago. Also, if there are security updates that are required, I would do those as soon as possible. I'm going to click the front page. Again, the first time is always the longest time. So we just did the updates. All the cache is flushed, so we have to rebuild that cache. There we are. And that's it. If you have any questions, let me know on YouTube. And I hope this video was helpful. And thank you very much for watching, and you have a good day.